Good evening and welcome to TUTV. My name is Hunter Lynn.
And I'm Bruce Bigler. Tonight, prospective TU students flock to campus while multicultural organizations unite for a festival of celebration.
But first, let's take a look at our biggest stories from the city of Tulsa. Local food banks are struggling to keep up with growing demand as the ongoing electronic benefit transfer system shutdown has left many families without access to food assistance. According to News on 6, staff at the Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma are working around the clock to serve local communities impacted by the disruption. While emergency funding has been approved, volunteers say it's not enough to meet the current need. Food banks are urging residents to step up by donating non-perishable items, volunteering their time, and helping restock shelves. With the holidays quickly approaching, many organizations are worrying that the strain on resources will only continue to grow.
In light of the holiday season, the local Salvation Army has officially kicked off its annual Angel Tree program. Each tree, located in the Woodland Hills Mall, features tags with the names and wish lists of children, ranging from newborns to 12 years old, many from families currently facing hardship or crisis. The program gives community members a chance to help these families experience the joy of Christmas. With donations significantly impacted by the more than 40-day government shutdown, the need for community support is greater than ever.
Taco Casa locations around Oklahoma City are providing free food to children affected by the loss of SNAP benefits. Texas locations started the campaign this week, which inspired Oklahoma locations to give back as well. Taco Casa has stated, "We are not here to take sides or make this offer political. We simply believe that no child should go hungry." Children 15 and under, accompanied by an adult with a SNAP or EBT card, can be provided with one dine-in meal. 3 people were killed in 2 different incidents at H-Town Throwdown, a drag race event in Hartshorne, Oklahoma. A car reportedly veered off the drag strip and crashed during Saturday's race, killing a Haleyville police officer and an Alderson firefighter. The day before, an event volunteer died in an electrical accident while setting up for the festival. Oklahoma comedian Kels Cooper will be performing at LA Skin Fest, an indigenous film and media festival presented by Native American Media Alliance. The Cherokee performer has been performing around Oklahoma for years and will take over the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood on November 21st at 10:30 p.m.
What time is it? Tulsa time, of course. TUTV reporter Benton Raymer brings us details on this major admissions event.
This weekend, TU's Office of Admissions hosted Tulsa Time, their flagship 2-day admissions event for prospective students. Students got the opportunity to get the full experience of being a TU student to help make a more informed college decision.
What's unique about Tulsa Time is how personalized the experience is for the students. They get to choose what class they get to go to. They get to see all the different professors that they can talk to. They get to choose what special interest sessions that they get to go to, which in my opinion is very indicative of the experience you'll get as a student at the University of Tulsa. One where who you are, the things you're specifically interested in, those really matter to us.
Sunday started off with campus tours, followed by TU Trivia in LPC. TU's University Ambassadors, a group of students who aid the Office of Admissions, also help with the event and get to have fun with the prospective students, showing them what life is like at TU.
I think my favorite part of Tulsa Time is getting to hang out with my friends and also meeting new people. We all get to just come together, hang out, and they see these prospective students in the fall. It's always really cool to see who decides to come.
At the end of Sunday night, visitors got to engage with current students through activities like trivia, basketball, card games, volleyball, and video games. On Monday, students got to sit in on a class, learn about TU's special programs, and attend an academic interest fair. For TUTV, I'm Benton Raymer.
Well, Hunter, as a man who loves TU more than probably anyone else on the face of the earth, so excited to see a bunch of prospective new students here on campus, hoping that a lot of them choose to join our wonderful university.
Well, I think I might give you a run for your money in that department, but
We'll
leave that up to the viewers to debate. I know that we've had a pretty busy last 7 days here on campus, including Diwali, and I know that volleyball as well. They're always keeping it electric. Well, we'll be back right after this short break. I'm Hunter Lynn.
And I'm Bruce Bigler.
The University of Tulsa's Oxley College 918 Stretch program is launching something new. Program members give us more insight about what's to come.
My name is Hope Gadarian.
And I'm Zora Sabo.
And we are a part of 918 Stretch.
That's students reaching excellence through collaboration with higher education.
This week, we're launching a new podcast called Stretch Unscripted.
Our podcast will talk about current healthcare professionals and target more of the underrepresented community to ensure that local high schoolers are pursuing healthcare-related degrees.
These podcast episodes will be on Spotify and YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and check out our podcast.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
For TUTV, I'm Hope Gadarian.
Welcome back to TUTV. I'm Trey Williams.
And my name is Zach Edwards. Thank you for joining us. This week, the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference, known as COP30, kicked off in the Brazilian city of Belém. Delegations from nearly every UN member were in attendance, with the notable exception of the United States. 2 state governors, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, were in attendance. Newsom criticized the U.S. for leaving the Paris Climate Agreement, which it has done under both Trump administrations. Quote, "It's an abomination that Trump has twice, not once, pulled away from the accords," Newsom told French news agency AFP. Newsom also said that Trump was doubling down on stupid by supporting the fossil fuel industry. The longest shutdown of the U.S. government in history will likely end this week after sudden funding deal materialized in the Senate last Sunday night. The funding bill passed by a 60-40 vote yesterday with the support of 8 Democrats and every Republican except Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. The bill will provide back pay for federal employees and mandate that government workers fired during the shutdown be rehired. However, the bill does not address expiring subsidies from the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. The 8 Democratic senators who voted to reopen the government have faced criticism from within their own party after prolonging the shutdown only to cave on demands to extend those subsidies. Healthcare premiums are now expected to skyrocket, according to MSNBC. In the words of Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy, "We will be building momentum to help save our democracy. We could have won. Giving in now will embolden Trump. Things will likely get worse."
Artist Stephen Towns explores the stories of Black labor, resilience, and resistance as he speaks at the Lorton Performance Center for Gilcrease Museum's annual Eddie Faye Gates program. More on the story with that.
The Lorton Performance Center invites artist Stephen Towns to speak for the annual Eddie Faye Gates program, an event hosted by the Gilcrease Museum. Towns is the museum's inaugural Gillies artist in residence. He reflects on his time in Tulsa, exploring the Eddie Faye Gates Tulsa Race Massacre collection in historic Greenwood. The program honors educator Eddie Faye Gates, whose documentation of the race massacre survives and influences how Tulsa understands its past.
Find me a constellation, and the reason you see the stars in their hair is because they're escaping slavery through daydreaming. And all of the faces of these children come from actual archival images of enslaved children that you see in these images of the enslaved children and the white enslaver.
Towns centers his lecture on labor, dignity, and identity. He talks about how Black Americans have always been expected to prove they belong in a country built on their labor. He references figures like Harriet Tubman, who fought for the Union during the Civil War but later had to fight again, this time to receive the benefits she earned. Towns explains that the idea of constantly proving worth, even through labor, becomes a repeating burden for Black Americans. He also brings to attention Black women's contributions throughout history. After reading Harriet Jacobs and Susie King Taylor, he realized how many of their stories are missing from the mainstream narrative. In one of his works, Burn the House Down, Town depicts a Black woman near a Confederate flag. The image is subtle, but conveys the message of resistance, resilience, and strength, the silent burning down of systems meant to erase Black history. For TUTV, I'm Trey Williams.
3 student organizations collaborated to celebrate Diwali on November 7th at Samson Plaza. The event brought Indian culture to campus, offering students a chance to experience traditional activities and performances. Here's TUTV reporter Van Vo.
Diwali, the Festival of Lights, is one of the most important celebrations in Indian culture. The festival symbolized the victory of light over darkness and good over evil, celebrated through the lighting of lamps, prayers, and gathering with loved ones. It's a time of renewal, gratitude, and joy. On November 7th, the South Asian Student Association, Asian American Student Association, and Student Activities Board brought Diwali to campus at Sampson Plaza. Students can experience the festival through free food, cultural performances, henna designs, and sparklers.
Hello, this is Diwali, and Diwali is the celebration of lights. It's where we celebrate the triumph of good over evil. The activities that we have here are, we have performances, we also have woolly making, which is kind of like powdered colors. We make like shapes and all that.
I liked it. It was my second time being back. I love the cauliflower dish, love the performances, and I like the fashion show. I think those are my favorite parts.
For TUTV, I'm Van Võ.
Today is Veterans Day, honoring the individuals who have served in U.S. Armed Forces. The federal holiday was officially recognized as Armistice Day in 1938 on the anniversary of the cessation of hostiles during World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. After World War II, the holiday was renamed Veterans Day to honor all of the Americans who retired and service members. The University of Tulsa has almost 40 students veterans currently enrolled, supported by the Calvin C. McKee Student Veterans Center in Norman Village. On this holiday, the president of the Student Veterans Association joined us in the studio for our weekly special guest interview segment.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm Bruce Bigler, here today with Morgan Myers, the president of the Veterans Student Association and a sophomore here at the University of Tulsa. Thanks so much for being here today, Morgan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your time in the service. Tell us about that journey.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of individuals who were my age, I felt compelled to serve. There were some guys that I knew who were older than me who died before I graduated high school, and I kind of felt like maybe I should be a part of that. So I served for 8.5 years, which is a sign that I fell in love with it and decided I wanted to keep doing it for a while. Eventually got to a point that, you know, between some injuries and some personal goals, I thought it was time to move in a different direction and try to find some new opportunities.
For sure. And so that direction brought you to University of Tulsa at some point. Tell us about how you landed here.
Yeah, I mean, I got out, and I think like a lot of veterans, at first I spent a lot of time working, just trying to maybe not have time for my mind to think about anything. My injuries caught up to me, and I had to get a back surgery, which knocked me out for a while. And while I was laid up, I had a lot of time to think, realized I needed to work on some personal health and pivot in a new direction. So I thought maybe pursuing a different academic direction might be positive.
Yeah. And what has your TU experience been like so far?
Honestly, it's been kicking my ass.
Yeah, right there with you.
Yeah, it's brutal, but it's been very rewarding. It's something I cherish to have the opportunity to learn again. And every semester has brought its own hurdles and its own beautiful moments. So I'm thankful to be here. I'm studying computer science and data science.
Nice, so. Love it. And as the president of the Veterans Students Association, what is the veterans community like here on campus?
You know, it's interesting. I think for a lot of student organizations, they usually come together underneath like one umbrella of some kind of shared identity or shared goal. And for the Student Veterans Association, it's unique. We have every identity represented, you know, every single ideology, background, type of experience is represented by students who are a part of our organization. And so it's difficult to come together with one thing that can appeal to everyone. So right now our effort is to try to help build a community and take care of more of the administrative side of things, whether we're supporting building some social opportunities, academic support, or professional development.
Yeah. What does that look like? Academic support, social events, what are you guys focused on?
I mean, we've had everything from volunteer opportunities where we could go and do some work out at Kendall Whittier Elementary, And then sometimes it's just hanging out and going and bowling and playing laser tag. We've got a cookout this Saturday to support Veterans Day, just to have something laid back. And, we try to support the goals and efforts of our student veterans as well. So, we've got student veterans who are planning some academic and athletic, I don't want to speak too much on it because they'll launch that when they're ready, and a couple different things along those lines. So it just varies.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What can current students be doing to support and celebrate veterans on campus?
I think the best thing would just be treat us like anybody else and show a certain amount of patience, maybe. I think for many of us, our injuries are invisible. You can't really look at somebody and know what they're going through, and that holds true for anybody. So I think for a lot of veterans, they are proud of what they've done and what part of themselves had served, but they're ready to bring in some new identities, and I think a lot of us would like the support as we explore what those new sides of ourselves are.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Happy Veterans Day.
Appreciate that.
And to all you viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Now, back to the desk.
I love it. Can't hate Veterans Day. Just wondering, was there anything you did for Veterans Day today?
Not too much, just told my veteran homie Happy Veterans Day. Tony Scardino, reporter on TUTV, here with us.
Awesome. Me personally, I caught the last half of the Veterans Day parade here in Tulsa. Well, coming up, Professor profiles this week on TUTV, as well as coverage of our Golden Hurricanes basketball. We'll be right back.
Mental health is very important around this time of year, and a way to combat the cold weather blues is a furry friend. Today with me, I have Kyla, Maya, and Zanila to talk more about it.
Hi, my name is Kyla Bolware. My name is Maya Vick. And my name is Zanila Gaither. I was feeling really stressed. I have really bad anxiety and OCD, and I thought it'd be really helpful because I had a dog at home, and he really helped me get through high school and everything. So I was like, what? This is the best opportunity to do it, so might as well do it here. So I got him a few days ago, and I'm gonna train him myself. I'm gonna get all the shots so he's all good. I'm gonna get him registered as my emotional support animal so he can stay here on TU's beautiful campus with me. I just love him so much. I think he's a great little accessory, and he's just a great little friend to have around, and we just love him so much. He's just so sweet, and everybody loves him, so we love our Buckley. I love Buckley too. I was with her when she got him, and I immediately fell in love. He's been really supportive, and it really does take a village. I also want to add that he's also been supportive, but all my friends and family, every time I have something to do, since I am in school right now, they have immediately helped me. I've had multiple people, even my sorority sisters, they've been so much help to me, just a short amount of time. So I want to say thank you to all of y'all.
If you decide that a furry friend is the right companion for you, make sure you do your research before bringing him on campus. TUTV, I'm Avery Vick.
Welcome back to TUTV. I'm Trey Williams.
And I'm still Zach Edwards. We've got some great campus news stories today, so let's jump right back in. At the start of the year, TU partnered with Kindle Witter Inc.'s Emergency Food Pantry, or EFP. Students have 1 week's worth of groceries delivered each month through the service. For commuters living outside the Kindle Witter neighborhood, the EFP also delivers groceries to the Office of Civic Engagement and the Student Union. Oasis Fresh Market, located in North Tulsa, is partnering with the university to help residents weather what could become an unprecedented food access crisis in light of the government shutdown. The store's owner and TU alumni AJ Johnson says his team is preparing to support families even if federal benefits stop. President Trump has thus far resisted calls to pay out full SNAP benefits. This weekend, SGA is collaborating with UTulsa Athletics to host a soup soiree at TU World Showcase, celebrating the diversity of cultures at the University of Tulsa. Over 20 student organizations will provide unique soups for student and families to taste and vote on, with the winning organizations receiving a cash prize. The competition starts at 10:30 during the football game tailgate this Saturday, November 15th.
TU alumni Diane Lowry held a public speaking training event Wednesday, October 5th in the Student Union. With more on the story, we turn to TUT reporter Jody Hollins.
Wednesday, October 5th, TU alumni Diane Lowry held a public speaking training event. Here, students that attended learned about effective communication skills and practiced public speaking in front of an audience. With a master's in speech-language pathology, Lowry emphasized the key components of effective communication and the importance of taking pauses when delivering speeches.
An effective communication is created when you talk with empathy, you speak with energy, and you speak with authority. And one of the main things I think that everyone got from the class today was that taking silent time in between thought chunks, taking those pauses in between thoughts has its benefit for everybody.
And if you missed this training session in particular, it's not the end of the world, as you can schedule another training session with Diane Lowry at cooperative.coaches.com. For TUTV, I'm Jody Hollins.
Our new interview series, Professor Profiles, continues this week by spotlighting the Department of Anthropology. TUTV reporter Emily May sits down with Dr. Miriam Bellmaker, Associate Professor of Anthropology and Museum Studies Director, to learn about the global work in this exciting field.
I've traveled the world, including Kazakhstan, Armenia, Georgia, Israel, Jordan, China, and now the Balkans. I've been to Montenegro and Serbia. I enjoy traveling very much. I've also been to Africa. The only area I have not been to yet, and it's on my to-do list, is South America and Mesoamerica. Work on Neanderthals is another aspect of my work. I work on something called dental microwear texture analysis, which means the micro scratches on the teeth of humans, animals like rodents, and we track climate change. So these tracks tell you what the animal ate, if it ate lush vegetation or if it ate dry hay. And of course, if climate changes, mice don't suddenly die, right? They change their diet. And by changing their diet, we can see, is climate responsible for the extinction of Neanderthals, or was some other cause the extinction of Neanderthals? So my research interests are looking at animal bones from archaeological sites to uncover the paleoclimate and how that relates to human evolution. And by doing that, I was very fortunate to be able to get a job at the University of Tulsa. I have a lot of research projects that I'm extremely proud of. The biggest one is the site of Ubudiyya in Israel. It's a 1.6 million year old site, one of the earliest sites of hominids out of Africa. And I've been working there for 30 years, and I have been able now to support having the government of Israel turn it into a national park. We've done a lot of research. We published 2 new hominins for this site and a lot of new animal, and learned a lot about human evolution. Here is the Arts and Science collection, comparative collection of vertebrates, which means that we collect both taxidermy and we collect skeletons of animals from around the world.
For TUTV, I'm Emily Myers.
Women's volleyball has been having an outstanding season. TUTV reporter Avery Vick has more on how they're doing.
Tulsa volleyball has been crushing it on the court this season, and this past weekend was no different. Going into the weekend, the record was 18-6, and by the end, after battling Charlotte and East Carolina, they had sealed their first 20-win season since 2014. I was able to get a few words from freshman and outside hitter Megan Mills.
Okay, I'm Megan. I'm from the Tulsa volleyball team. I just want to say, come out and support us. I mean, we got a great team. We won both our games this weekend, and we're just really hard workers, and we're just really good volleyball players. So come support us next weekend on Sunday at senior night, and be loud.
Catch volleyball in the Reynolds Center this Sunday at 1. As always, Rain Kane, and for TUTV, I'm Avery Vick.
Women's volleyball is not the only TU sport kicking up a storm. Last Monday, Tulsa men's basketball defeated Oklahoma Christian by 43 points to open their season. Let's turn it over to sports correspondent Andrew Griffin for a full analysis of this weekend's basketball showdown.
Thank you, Trey. The men's and women's Golden Hurricane squads are showing why they're poised to make noise this season. Let's start with the men. Head coach Eric Conko's group put on a clinic at the Veterans Classic, rolling past Rhode Island in an 82-65 victory. The Hurricanes seized control with a blistering 16-0 run in the first half and has a balanced attack that never let up. David Green showed immense confidence from the perimeter, while Romad Dean added steady scoring inside. Tulsa's perimeter shooting was electric, knocking down 11 threes, and their defensive energy kept the Rams off balance all night. Now to the women. Head coach Angie Nope's team opened the year with back-to-back wins. First dispatching New Orleans, then controlling Prairie View A&M. The women showed dominance in both games, winning both games by an average margin of nearly 20 points. Their defense was relentless, forcing turnovers and turning them into fast break points. Dora Tormund stood out with 14 rebounds, with Abby Jegedy carrying the scoring load with 29 points off efficient shooting splits. This roster has depth, length, and a spark that makes them dangerous in any matchup. Both programs are building momentum as November unfolds. The men head to South Tulsa this Wednesday for a rivalry clash at Oral Roberts before facing Kansas State later in the week, while the women prepare to host Houston Christian on Thursday to continue their strong start to the season. From fast breaks to defensive clamps, both squads are proving early in this young season that Tulsa basketball is back with passion, grit, and a storm surge of energy that the fans won't want to miss. For sports, I'm Andrew Griffin. Back to the desk.
Rain Kane, am I right? Dude, that's so cool to hear about. But I want to know what's pumping you up about Golden Hurricane sports this season.
Honestly, the volleyball. I never expected the volleyball team to be this good, but like now I'm gonna have to go to volleyball games more. What do you think?
I'm personally pumped up for basketball. I keep hearing that they're getting better and better. And just off of our sports reports that we've been getting, I don't know, it just seems like it's going to be a good season. So I'm really looking forward to that this year. Again, Rain Kane.
Rain Kane.
Well, that's it for us this week. We'll see you next week. Later.